1, and we're back for an infomercial.
Do you like chocolate milk?
Yes!
Well, so do I. So do all of the players here at Blunders and Bothwellians. It fuels us. Without it, we will crumble, turn to dust, and fade as if we never were. You can stop this, though, with some gosh darn chocolate milk, man! Send the milk over to Carnal Keep or to the Cirrus airship, just not to the Sunday tribe. We cooler than them!
Jesus.
Wait, there's more!
There's more?
If you order now, you get it for the special price. Still there? Yeah.
You get it for the special price of what? I'm on tenterhooks!
All it's gonna cost you is your newborn child! Yay! It's nothing! You can make more!
Flowers.
And then in very quick, tiny writing at the bottom of the screen.
Your still unborn child, what can you do? Oh, just give one of the child you already have. Who cares if they're adults? Just give them away.
Oh my god.
If they've reached adulthood, you'll definitely want rid of them!
If they're redhead and blonde, we'll pay extra. What we're going to do with them? Ah, you don't want to know that. You just want chocolate milk.
Any chocolate milk sent to the Sunday party will be immediately non-refundable, and we will charge you extra for the inconvenience of having to go to retrieve it from the Sunday party.
We cannot promise that this milk is from cows.
That's probably the most disturbing sentence I have ever heard. And
Wrong
with
type
that,
of chocolate milk, man. Wrong type of chocolate milk.
and with that, we will finish the infomercials. Thank you. See you next week.
Oh, God, that was fun.
And
I just kept imagining a circle with children being sold for chocolate milk, like a Satan circle, and just very fun.
that
I
just
would do
makes
it.
me happy. We'll take the firstborn children of all ages, shapes, sizes, and coloured hair!
I will say it now and I will say it on recording. If someone offered me a lifetime supply of chocolate milk for my firstborn child, fuck yeah.
I mean, that's probably the only reason I'd have a child.
Same.
Yeah.
For
Same.
chocolate milk. You heard it here first, guys!
Oh, God. We're going to hell. Wait, we're already there!
So you guys have managed to disguise Brookends as some sort of RuPaul/RuPaul's Drag Race contestant. I like to think he looks slightly more like what was the name? Thingy Needles. Sharon Needles. Because, you know, let's face it, that's what a demon in drag would look like. You guys have managed to disguise him, and you guys have all looked around and you have found that Varic has gone. I'm loving that there are actually chocolate milk gifts. This makes me very happy. You found that Varic has been staring off into the middle distance and has suddenly come back to himself with an "oh fuck."
Varic, is there something you want to tell us?
No. There's nothing.
Are you sure?
Yes, it's all fine and we're...
Ragnar's still, like, got the food in front of Varric's face and he's seeing how Varric's going to respond, and then he'll ask questions.
What's that? Ha.
Varic,
We'll
there
take
is
a bite.
food being waved in front of your face.
You'll take a bite.
What food is it, Ragnar?
Whatever Ragnar had on him.
Probably some form of jerky and or berries.
It was
It's not
bread, because
Bread?
dogs shouldn't eat bread.
Ah, yes, this is true. You now have a supply of bread that you are not supposed to eat. It's a good job you weren't a hedgehog, or you wouldn't be able to eat drink the chocolate milk either.
Oh god, that'd be awful.
No hedgehogs were harmed in the making of this episode. So, Varic, yes, you have food, bread being waved in front of you, and you've come back to yourself. And everyone has now looked away from Brookends, who's now doing a little dance with Tiamat. As you're all sort of hidden by this door, there's sort of like a lot of rocks around you and nearby, and all the fighting seems to be taking place a little further off, sort of in the ground that spans between you and the palace itself, the slightly decimated palace itself. But yeah, Varic looks the same as he did before, if a little more shaken.
Therapist will just raise an eyebrow. Are you going to share what you saw? Or are we just going to wander off out into that?
He does have in his hand a card, which, as you guys have turned to look at him, has vanished.
For
Back
fuck's
into the
sake.
deck.
Yeah, the therapist is going to shrug at that. It didn't kill him this time.
Oh no.
Or make him lose any limbs.
Yet.
Yet.
To all of the above. I saw a glimpse of my...
Of your what, sorry?
I saw a glimpse of my future. So, it didn't affect anything, and I'm not quite sure what to do with it, except find out how I die, I guess.
Wait, whoa. Look, the baby's only coming if you stay alive, my dude.
Well, better hurry the baby then. Because this didn't look good.
Oh dear.
In Ragnar's head, he's just thinking, that's not how like life works, is it? I think I've been taught wrong, clearly.
Wait, is he telling us this, or is it this between
No,
us?
that's that internal monologue there. That's just him thinking things through. But you can see him thinking on his face.
Varic, please, we can see that something is wrong. What did you see?
Not much. I died.
Wait, I'm sorry?
Yeah.
You died? Where? When? That is impossible.
Somewhere. All I can say is it was
Oh, you keep getting cut off. It was what, sorry?
somewhere and some when.
Oh, actually, Varic, do
Oh,
me a... Ooh. I'll say perception. Do me a perception check. But do it with advantage, and I'll explain why.
Oh, okay.
What'd you get?
28.
Okay, because as you think back, a bit like when you think back on a dream and it's not always clear until you think back on it, the place you were, you recognised.
Wait, I didn't hear most of that.
Thinking back on the vision you saw, only now you can sort of comprehend what it was that you were really looking at, and you got advantage on your perception because you actually have been to that place before and you recognised it. The place in your vision was somewhere near where you were in Trevice, near the capital, when you first found Tiavat and got taken down to the underground.
Oh? Also, Rosie, quick question.
Yes.
Did I still have wings in the future that I saw?
Yes.
Okay, good.
But they felt a little different.
Oh? Okay. So I'm gonna change the somewhere answer. It was back up.
Well, then.
Was too late for the boat.
It just means I have to kill somebody.
Hang on, too late for the boat?
Yep. And then I think I died, but I didn't completely see that yet. Might have to draw another card to see that.
Let's not draw any more of those things for now.
But they're so much fun.
Varic.
Ragnar's just going to quickly just pipe up and just be like, what if someone else were to draw one of these cards? Would there be any sort of difference?
Well, you could certainly try. I pull out the deck.
Why are you doing this?
Walk towards
Catharsis is
Ragnar.
going to hold. Go. From what I can see and from what happened in the past, it changes from time to time. But not everything that comes from that deck is good.
Ragnar's just going to be like, okay. I perhaps shan't partake in the drawing of these cards. He is gonna like keep his eyes on the deck and just stroke his chin.
They look like a pack of cards. Slightly dark, sort of black, mostly black, red, and white from the colours you can make out from the edges.
That's three colours that are strongly associated with Ragnar's. He's getting more. Ragnar's gonna like walk away. He's gonna walk away.
I'm gonna quote a great man. At this point, you're convincing yourself, man.
Bollocks.
Oh dear.
Varic, do you want to do a persuasion check?
Yes.
Marissa, are we really allowing this to happen?
You can confirm this, right?
Yep.
Okay. Persuasion, I'm -2. Oh yeah, shit, I'm not charismatic at all.
Thank fuck.
That's a 14 total.
Okay. Ragnar, he's saying what you're thinking. He's not making you necessarily think it any harder, but he's reiterating what you're already thinking.
Ragnar's going to look at him. He's going to give him that sort of like disappointed parent look and be like, using a cantrip to try and convince me also doesn't help. and then he's going to just put his hands deep in his pockets.
I'm gonna send a cantrip message to Ragnar, and I'll go, you know you want it.
The response from Ragnar will literally be, fuck off. But like a sad fuck off.
but you want it so bad.
He's
Ragnar's
like a
gonna
teenager who
throw a
wants to
rocket
go
in.
out, but his mum won't let him. He's like, fuck off. No, I can't.
But is he gonna send a cantrip message saying, you know you want to every 6 next while?
Sure, Varic, sure.
Spam mail.
Okay, in that case, Ragnar is going to sit down on a rock. He's going to pat next to him to beckon Varic over.
Okay, I'll sit next to him.
And now, this might slightly be bending rules, Rosie, but I hope that I really hope that you'd appreciate this and not allow me to use it.
Okay.
Would I be able to use mold earth to shove some dirt in his mouth so he stops? Just to make him shut up a little bit.
Yes.
For every time he sends me that. Yeah, that's a good question. Is it spicy?
Is it different than like Mercer dirt?
Yes. It burns your tongue, but it's not hot. It's quite warm. It's not that the soil and the rock is burning hot. It's warm, but it burns your tongue like something that's so spicy it has no flavor anymore. It's just hot.
I spit it out.
Yeah, every Ragnar is going to chuckle, and every time Varic tries to convince him to draw a card, he will be putting that dirt in his mouth.
It takes 5 tries. He'll stop. He'll be
Are
like,
you gonna eat dirt now?
now.
And this continues for some time.
After that, the words change.
Okay.
It's now the offer's always open, just whenever it suits you.
Whenever it suits. And so it goes on forevermore. Some say those two are still down there, arguing back and forth and back and forth, never running out of cantrips.
He stops cantripping it.
They say one day all of the magic in the multiverse will be used up just from their cantrips. But still, they continue back and forth and back and forth. The only time there is silence is when one of them has a mouthful of dirt. So, Varic, are you going to put the cards back in your pocket and concede for the moment?
Yep.
Okay.
But I'm gonna put them in, like, within the chest piece so that they're protected.
Okay. So that if someone wants to steal them from you, they have to go in the chest piece. Okay.
Yep, which means I'd feel it, and then I could kill him.
Okay.
So,
Jesus Christ.
Noted. Alrighty. So
tempted to put a bear trap there as well.
you guys are interrupted from your bickering and from Brickens's fashion show by a low rumbling growl, and then another, and then another. Turning, you guys notice 3 flaming dark hellhounds prowling around the corner of one of the rocks and walking straight towards you. To which the responding gif is, "Good boy!" Pat, 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 pat.
I'm glad Christy isn't here because she'd do that.
So, you guys have a split...
Oh,
Why
boy.
the dog is... You guys have pretty much a split second to decide what you guys would like to do, as these dogs are about 20 feet away from you.
How tall are they?
They are... What a marvellous question. I shall inform you thusly as soon as I read my notes on the matter. Each of them stands at about 4.5 to 5 feet tall.
Motherfucker.
Any chance you can use centimeters there?
In centimeters.
Let's just say that they're standing about nose to nose with the artist.
They're probably about the height of Hannibel's shoulders. So their heads are your
Okay,
shoulder
that's-
height.
Thank you.
So they're like nipple height for me.
Vithartus is not the tallest person.
No.
I think Varic would be in our...
Varic is a lanky fuck. Varic is tall. So, you got a split second, guys. What would you like to do? You've got sort of rocks on all sides. You're not cased in. You're not in like a valley. You could make a break between the rocks or climb up them. There's a load of rocky expanse of what looks like various different dwellings, and then rivers of lava and just huge stretches of ground between you and the palace. What looks like probably about 500 feet to get to anywhere near the palace walls. And that's at a flat out run to try and do that if you wanted to get there. And you've got 3 of the hellhounds right in front of you. What would you like to do?
Ragnar would like to pull himself up to a full height and try to get him to fuck off by banging metal against metal, sword hilt on his chest plate, and just try and make loud clanging noises to be like, "Hey, fuck off, you dingy mutts," sort of thing.
Okay.
Making sure that he's in front of the others, relatively speaking.
Okay.
Hannibal would like to try and use third spell Fear on them.
Okay.
I'd like to throw a piece of bacon away while like pouting.
Okay, so far, okay, so far I've got Ragnar is going to make loud noises, banging his shield, going in front of everybody. Hannibal casting Fear, and Varic throwing bacon. Is this correct?
Yep.
And Arissa is checking her pockets for dog treats. Why am I not surprised?
Because it's Arissa.
You know what, Arissa? Roll me a d20. Just a straight d20.
Alright. Got 8.
Okay. You don't find any dog treat, but you do find a tomato.
Oh my god, Evan the tomato plant left me a gift.
Oh, God. Tomato.
I kind of look at it and I offer it to the dogs.
Okay. And Arissa offers tomato. Did anyone else want to do anything before you potentially have a combat situation?
Befriend them.
Do I have time for one more thing?
Potentially.
The thing I'm trying to do takes a full action.
Okay, what would you like to do?
I cast Conjure Animals.
Okay.
There's now 8 panthers between us and them.
8 panthers. Okay, I will keep that. Okay, so Ragnar, can you please do me an intimidation check?
Hell yeah, I can.
I think the therapist will join in and try to intimidate.
Okay.
Motherfucker.
In my cat.
If you two are both going to do it together, you can both do it with advantage. If you both do it at the same time together and you both do a similar thing.
I've rolled my dice already.
Now,
And Hannibal. Hannibal, you are casting Fear, so I will do the creatures a wisdom save while they're doing that. How have you guys done on your intimidation? Oh, Ducky Wacky's doing alright.
Quack off.
Quack off. Okay. 1, 2.
You're more intimidating with it too.
Aww.
What the fuck?
Jesus.
Okay, Hannibal, 2 of them rolled a 19 and a 20, so they're going to pass, but the other one got a 7, so I'm going to say that
the
one
therapist
fails.
lifted his eyebrow. Just glared at him and
What
lifted-
did the one that I affected do? Sorry.
The one that you affected, so it failed its wisdom save. So, sorry, my dog is drinking in the background, by the way. So you are projecting an image of its worst fears into its brain. For you would know what this is, Hannibal, actually, being you. You could get an insight into this. Essentially, there is a lot of water, and this pup is drowning, and its body is like turning into feathers, and it's like drifting apart in the water. And it is frightened, and it is going to dash to move away from you from each of its turns. So that one is going to be dashing away. Okay, so that is that. How did you two do on your intimidation checks? Ragnar, you were 17, correct?
That is correct.
Varic, what did you get? Sorry, not Varic. Vitheritas, the other V in the party. Vitheritas, what did you get?
An 18.
An 18. Alright, so between the two of you, you guys are being fairly intimidating. At least you're making a lot of loud noises. You're confusing the hell out of them. You only drive the first one onward as he dashes like mad to get away from Hannibal. So one of them has turned tail and run with its tail between its fiery legs. And the other two, I'm going to roll for. But you are nonetheless being fairly intimidating. Okay. Got a total 13 and a total of 19. So one of them just sort of growls at you, But the other one does sort of like... it hasn't backed off, but it is not snarling anymore. So you've got one that is snarling and one that is a little bit more confused and one that is running away. Arissa, you are offering them a tomato?
Yeah.
Which one would you like to offer a tomato to? The one that's dashing away you cannot, but there are two. There's one that's growling and there's one that's looking a bit bemused.
I think I'm gonna go with the bemused one.
Okay.
So I'm gonna like kneel down and kind of like slowly extend my arm.
Okay. Do an animal handling check, please, Arissa.
Dokie. I got a 21.
Okay. Meanwhile, Varic, were you still wanting to throw your bacon, or were you going to just cast your spell?
I'm going to throw the bacon and then cast the spell.
Okay, can you do me a dexterity check to see where you throw your bacon? And Arissa, okay, the bemused one is now pottering up to you and sniffing the tomato in your hand. And because you rolled so well, you can tell it's confused. It's never smelled a tomato before. This is a completely new substance you're offering to it.
17 on the bacon throwing.
Okay.
That's a weird
Varic,
thing.
as you throw the bacon, it smacks the arse of the one that's running away and makes it run faster.
I whipped it with bacon.
You horrible man.
Is there such a thing as a bacon whip if you look up at Google?
If there isn't one, I want there to be one.
So, Arissa, you now have the confused one sniffing the tomato, and it slowly pokes its tongue out to take a lick of the tomato in your hand.
You're great.
I'm like breathing very carefully.
It very slowly runs a tongue, and you can see across the tongue it's got tiny little spikes all over its blackened tongue. And it's got huge yellowing teeth.
Oh boy.
And it licks the tomato, and it sort of catches a bit of your finger as well.
Ow.
And then it gives it another sniff. And then in one very quick hum, with its like 4 front teeth, it like dum, daintily takes the tomato out of your grasp and puts it in its mouth. And I'm going to steal from my own dog's experience of what I can only take as his first ever tomato here. It has it in its mouth, and for a second doesn't know what to do with it. And it's got its mouth sort of like around it, but looks very confused, like, oh, and it sort of like chews down on the tomato, and it doesn't seem to be like giving it any. It doesn't seem to be breaking, so it's sort of like, and it rolls it around inside its mouth for a second, and then it tries again, and it crunches the tomato, and all the juices go flying in its mouth, and you suddenly see its eyes widen, and it like chases its tail round in a circle for a second, like with this really weird thing in its mouth, like going round in a circle, and then it sits down and shakes its head. And then it like licks its lips, and it looks at you, Arissa, and it wags its tail.
You made a friend.
This is just tame it with a tomato.
Can I kind of slowly go towards it to try and pet him?
Sure. Do me another animal handling check, but with advantage.
He still has a shield, so there's that.
Find a picture of a dog with tomatoes so quickly, guys.
You're welcome.
We're internet fiends.
Your interneting is genuinely impressive.
I did not get 176.
That would have
I got 16.
been impressive.
I was going to say, what did you roll?
Should hold the natural one in.
Okay. 16. Yeah. So you approach the, for want of a better word, dog. And it's sort of like its eyes are just balls of flame, and it's got flames flecking off its back. Its fur, you can see it properly now it's sitting. Its fur is black as coal, but it's got flecks of flame like flicking off it. It doesn't appear to be like a dragon, and it's got like flame inside it somehow, and it breathes it out of its mouth. It just seems to emanate flame just from every time it moves, and its tail wags. And although the tail itself isn't on fire, as it wags back and forth, it leaves sort of like sparks as it goes, like. Oh, the little dog is looking at a tomato. Oh, he's so cute. Look at his little face. Ah! This episode has descended into madness, and I love it.
You say that as if it didn't start as madness.
Yeah, that's true.
We call it later.
I now have a hellhound friend.
Arissa, where would you like to stroke the hellhound?
Between his ears.
Okay, Arissa strokes hellhound between ears. Okay. For a second, it sort of winces back at your touch, like, what's this? What's this? What's this? But then it feels you sort of scritch between its ears, and then both its ears sort of flop down into like a Dobby position, and its tongue lolls out the side of its mouth, like, like you have scratched an itch it has never been able to reach. So I'm going to say that's Arissa's go. So everybody, including Arissa potentially, but you do have one that is still aiming to attack. So could everybody else please roll for initiative? Arissa, you can do if you would like as well.
Too many scratches.
Arissa, what would you like to do on your turn? Scratches!
Rosie, question.
Yes.
If I have 8 panthers helping me, do I roll 9 initiatives?
I'm going to say we'll put them just after you. That is the best picture of Gina I've ever seen.
Oh God.
My befriending doggo face.
I'm so happy.
I give you kudos for allowing that to be placed online.
Whereas Vithartus is just feeling the insane urge. In fact, the menagerie just grew.
I can imagine
welcome
that being
back,
Arissa's face as well.
Initiative.
Okay, you want us to roll initiative, correct?
D20 and your dex. Yeah. Arissa is not taking part in the initiative because she is too busy stroking the doggo.
Consent is important.
Okay. I love how I threw 3 hellhounds at you and you've successfully managed to get rid of 2 already without even trying. This is ridiculous. Okay.
Oh no, that's such a cute dog.
Then I'm now surrounded by panthers. I just realized.
Yep.
And Varic, it was panthers you got, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yep, panthers.
Okay, cool. Panthers, that is fine. Ducky Wucky. Okay, so I've got Varic first, then Varic's Panthers, then a Ragnar, then the Doggo, and then Vitheritas, and then a Hannibal. Alrighty, so to recap what has happened in the space of the last sort of 30 seconds or so, 3 growling hellhound doggos came round the corner. One of them was scared away by the combination of the banging on the shields of the 2 paladins, get away, get away, get away, get away, and Hannibal casting fear. And this one saw its worst nightmare. Hannibal knows what that is, the rest of you didn't see, you just saw it turn tail, woo, and start pegging it away. Varic whipped it on the butt with some bacon that he threw, and it ran a bit faster. The other 2 continue to growl towards you. One of them looked a bit confused by all the banging. This one was approached by Arissa, who has given it a tomato and thoroughly confused it into essentially submission, and is now scritching it between the ears. And there is one remaining doggo, which is growling, mostly at the two paladins who are in front of it, banging their shields. So, up first we have Varic. What would you like to do?
Well, considering loud banging noises help, I assume Varic will fly up as much. Oh,
Okay,
so
you're going to
I'll
fly up.
hold an actual attack
Okay,
till right after the panther strike.
okay. And you said you got 8 panthers.
Yep.
Okay, and what would they like to do?
Bounce, all of them.
Alrighty. I will say you can roll for all of them at the same time if you'd like, or to make it easier, you can roll once and do an average damage.
I'll do 1 and average damage, I guess.
Okie doke. Alrighty.
Shit. I should have chosen individual.
This bouncing
This is
dog
good.
gif is life.
Oh wait. Bounce means that it's running at. They're running at. An attack with a claw attack. 8 to hit.
Is that a total of 8 to hit?
Yes.
Do you want to roll the other 7?
If that's still an option.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it, because the law of averages says that, you know, you might get lucky.
That's a 1. A 9. Oh wait, plus 4, so that's a nat 1, a 13,
Uh-huh.
a 15, and a 22.
Okay.
And then there's 3 more rolls, I think. Because that's the nat 1. That's a 9 total. An 18 total.
Mm-hmm.
And a 21 total.
Okay, so 4 of them have hit. So, again, I'll save you rolling all of it. If you want to roll your damage, you can always roll 2 lots of damage, and then we'll double that.
Awesome. I did not expect to attack with panthers today. Six damage. Oh wait, no. 4 damage on both lots.
Okay, so that's a total of 16 damage altogether if there's 4 of them.
Yep.
Oh, crap. Minus 16.
Way less than I expected.
That is
That's all right.
fine. And then were you holding your action until after they had attacked?
Yep.
Alrighty, in which case, Varic, what would you like to do?
I'd like to make a shish kebab.
Is that your way of stabbing it with your trident?
Yep. From above.
Okay, roll me to attack.
Luckily that's plus 12. 15 total.
Ooh, you have just hit.
I'm happy. Are they immune to psychic
Sorry,
damage?
best gif ever. Carry on.
Oh
Oh
god.
damn.
It's very accurate.
If they're immune to psychic damage, they don't have to do Constitution save, but otherwise I'd like a Constitution save from him.
No, he is not immune. So, Constitution, was that?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. That is a total of a 15.
Yeah, you will be.
I need to roll.
Yep.
15?
15, yeah.
In that case, that's toyed, so
Fuck it. What happens?
that's an additional d6 of damage.
Yeah, fuck it, why not? If you hit the AC, then you hit. So if I've rolled it, so technically you can hit. It makes sense in my logical brain, anyway. And up next is Ragnar. So you can put down the ice cream and be thinking about what you would like to do.
Aha, well.
24 normal damage?
24 normal damage, yep.
And 1 psychic damage.
And 1 whole psychic. Okay, cool, awesome. Ragnar, you've seen 4 out of the 8 panthers successfully chow down upon the hellhound beast, and Varic attempt to shish kebab it. I'm going to say, Varic, you've sort of caught it in the side of the neck and sort of driven it into the depth of its shoulder. Would you like to pull it out, or would you like to leave it in there?
I'd like to pull it out.
Okay, so Valic's pulled it. Oh my god, Valic's pulled it out. So Ragnar, what would you like to do? Don't.
I'm sorry, I'm horribly mature. Who knew? I was going to make a funny quip, but the immaturity
the pull-out
distracted
technique
me.
does not work. She is pregnant. We're an educational show, if nothing else. We're educational. Sorry, Ragnar. What would you like to do?
I'm not going to think too hard about this.
Okay.
Because thinking is difficult.
Thinking makes things happen. Bad things.
What am I doing with my life? Jesus. Right, so Ragnar is going to raise his right hand, and little frosticles are going to shoot from his hand as he casts Ray of Frost and, like, poof, at the motherfucker.
Ooh, awesome sauce. Just writing these down. I'm trying to take better notes. Rare frost. sorry, you were saying.
With so many different dice today.
Oh, sorry.
This is the 5th dice I'm using.
That's fine.
Gotta spread the love. That fuck's sake! Why did I spread the love?
Oh no!
A solid 5 plus 7.
Hang on. Ragnar.
Yes.
1 second. Varic. Were your panthers all running at it, or were they going all the way around the creature, just out of interest?
They're running at it.
So they're running at it from your end. So they're all against it from one side?
They appeared in like a line, so it's several angles, but from the basically.
Okay. Ragnar, because you and Vitheritas were at the front of the group, technically you could count as flanking it because you're attacking it from the other direction, so you could re-roll.
Oh, bless you. Oh.
Okay.
That literally helped by 1.
Yeah.
Woo! So that's a not 14 but 13.
Okay, that will just miss. Which is it? You didn't miss by a horrible amount, so I'm not going to be mean and make you roll damage and hit somebody else, though, so it's fine. Would you like to do anything else on your turn?
He's probably just going to shout bollocks. He's going to draw his rapier and just be ready for whatever they throw at him.
Your loud shout does make the one that was running away jump and run even faster.
Oh, that's good.
Good. So next is the doggo itself, and it is going to go for, well, actually it's probably going to go for your panthers, Varic, and it's going to make swipe. Are they baby panthers, or are they full grown panthers?
Full grown.
Okay, I'm getting Sunday group in my head. Whenever you say panther, I'm just thinking of Sunday group. Okay, so that's a that's an 18 to hit.
An 18 to hit?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's gonna do it.
Okie doke. It's going to smack one of them for, oh, not a great deal of damage actually. 11 points of damage on one of them.
Oh boy.
It looks.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, I forgot the fire. Plus 7 points of fire damage. That really wasn't good.
It poofs out of existence.
Oh no! Okay. And it's gonna use one bonus action to do a mini fire breath towards you, Varic. Could you do me a dexterity save? Although you're annoyingly good at those.
How close am I to Glenn? Verti?
The Theratas, the two paladins were on the other side because they'd taken to the front of you guys.
Oh yeah, fair.
So you're sort of on the other side of it, sort of, because of where they all came out.
Would it be close enough for his aura?
How far is your aura of a Theratas?
10 feet.
Ooh, I'm gonna say you might be just out of it. Just.
Okay, fair.
I also have a 10-feet aura.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll go between the two of them. You've probably got one of them.
Yeah.
Ragnar, how much do I add?
1 plus charisma. Wait, no, wrong thing. Equal charisma 3. You had 3.
Nice. That's 12 plus 15 is 27.
Yeah, you managed to dodge out the way as it breathes a sort of spurt of fire in your direction, Varic. There is
It's a bit chilly here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8
I like this time more.
panthers.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's fine.
there are 7 panthers in remaining. Up next, Verti, the Theratas.
Rightio. So, how far away from me and Ragnar is it?
From you and Ragnar, probably within 10-15 feet.
So I'm just gonna walk up to it and then smack it with a hammer.
Cool. Roll me your attack.
For fuck's sake.
Oh, sorry, I just saw this gif. I've been impaled!
Alright, so that is.
I haven't seen that movie, I'm sorry.
Damn, you're late.
That's a nice one.
Yeah,
I
that
refuse
one's
to
gonna
get
hurt.
that song stuck in my head, I'm sorry. I refuse. I will never watch Frozen, I don't want that song in my head.
Yeah,
first
I
and
watched
second attack.
before the songs, and then I just could never
So-
see it again.
That's a 28 and a 15.
Both hit.
Both hit. Oh
Mhm.
boy, this guy's gonna have a bad day.
Uh-oh.
Right.
I can't name another
Um,
episode after the Rage of the Paladin. There's already been 2 already.
I need that. I'll do that here as well. Radio. Oh, sweet. How did I roll the same on? X. So 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 14 bludgeoning and oh, hang on, plus 8 plus 16, so that makes it 30 bludgeoning damage.
Oh shit.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Yes,
shit.
Arissa, currently your Hellhound is still being a good boy.
So that's
Oh dear.
plus 20 radiant plus
Oh boy. It's a nice 16.
so that was
16, 8 plus 8.
so 30 bludgeoning damage and 30 radiant damage.
Bloody hell. Alrighty. This doggo is not having a good day. On a scale of 1 to 105, it's about a 20.
That's killable.
To use my generic scale. Did you have any bonus actions or anything you want to do with Theratas?
Oh. Potentially.
Just quickly looking what you can do.
I know. I'm forever doing this. It's like Paladin, bonus action, bonus action, bonus action. Shit! All my things are actions. Shit, 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 shit.
Oh no, it's this is a bonus action, but do I really want to blow a 3rd level spell slot?
I don't know if Theratos do.
Oh, I'd kill it if I did, but meh. Nah, it's all good.
Alrighty. So next we have Hannibal. So Hannibal, you've got fear still going on the one that's running away. And you've got the one that Orisa is currently befriending. And you've got the other one which is growling, but being fairly well fought back by the other guys at the moment.
Let me see.
If you want to do anything, you will have to drop your concentration on the fear. But the creature is quite a long way away from you now, so it would take a little while for it to come back.
Well, it comes if we're gonna have to fight it, aren't we?
Potentially. Unless the Orisa befriends that one as well.
And I'll just keep using fear and let the others deal with the other one, and hopefully Orisa can keep the other one with behavior, or Hannibal will have to kill it. Anyways.
Okay.
You are not killing my good boy.
If he bites you, she will.
You are not killing my good boy.
His name is
You don't have much of a choice.
Hannibal, as you focus on the fear, again, you sort of give it an extra charge of oomph. And once again, you see the image of the worst fears of the creature, and it pegs it sort of over the horizon of the rocks. It hasn't gone like miles and miles out of range or anything, but it's gone sort of now over 60 feet away from you, and it's gone past the rocky terrain you're on at the moment and out across the... If it was the normal mortal world, it would be grasslands, but here it's sort of like more rocks and flickering embers and things, and burnt-looking weeds and thimbles? Thistles! Not there aren't sewing implements left all over the ground. Thistles is what's left all over the ground. And you see the tail sort of disappear across sort of the horizon of rocks over there. So you now know it's getting towards 80 feet away from the group, Hannibal.
Okay.
And before we get round to the top of combat again, Orisa, my lovely, you are still talking to the good boy. Good boy. Is there anything else you'd like to do momentarily as you look up and see everyone else dealing with things and you're still with your good boy?
I'm gonna move my hand down very slowly to try and give him belly rub.
Okay. Do an animal handling with advantage.
15.
Okay. You succeed in your belly rubs. You sort of rub its tummy and it takes a little while, but it does sort of lift one of its front paws off the ground with huge, like, flamey claws. But it does lift a paw off the ground and you sort of get in there. And then it sort of slides down. So it's not lying on its back, it's sort of lying on its shoulder. So you can sort of get to like the front portion of its belly, which is very warm. The whole fur of this creature is really hot. It's not burning to the touch.
Do I need to roll a d20?
It was very loud.
Sure. Roll a d20, Orisa.
I swear to God, I thought there was a woman whispering in my ear just now. It was so loud. I was like, what the f-?
I was very close to the microphone. I do not apologise.
I felt like
I kind of enjoyed it.
in an SMR, my dear.
Hello and welcome to Blunders and Bothwellians.
Oh, my ear, stop!
Oh, we need to get you to do an infomercial for that, but like an adult infomercial.
Oh.
To be fair, we have got about 2 minutes left of this
Sadly, I
recording.
can only do Japanese porn myself. So.
Anyway,
See?
I rolled a 4.
We have about 1 minute left of this recording, so I will let you do an infomercial on the next one. I will say, Orisa, the dog itself, it is very, very warm. And you do start feeling a little bit like, it is kind of too warm. And you feel like you want to sort of take a layer off. For sure.
Okie dokie.
So I will stop the recording on that delightful moment. And when we get back, we'll be back at the top of the round, which is Varic and your Panthers. I will pause the recording and give everyone 5 minutes to think of any infomercials they would like to do in the meantime. We will return with part 3 momentarily.